Welcome to our second segment. This segment is the trade of the week, and it is for the weekend of July 26, 2025. As always, we like to start with our gap trades. And again, what you see on a Wednesday, we almost filled about three-quarter of the gap. We see that on a Monday that was filled. And basically what I want to use a 10 minute. So the 10-minute um, time interval to see, well, going back, we see that majority of gaps, you see almost all the gaps are filled, except as I mentioned on Wednesday. So basically, that's our gap trade. But also, I've talked about our NFP, which will be this Friday, so this coming Friday. So make sure you are ready to take advantage of that, our strategy. And then this is our CPI. This is a 60-minute um, time interval. And you can see, again, I went back since July 15 and see how we have respected these are magnets. And then if you would have used this breakout, that would have been a really nice trade. Our ETF of the week, we have the oil equipment continues strength. They were up 8.8%. We have the crypto, on the other hand, legacy was down 5.1%. We had the earth and strategic metals, they were Remex was up 8.6, and digital economy ETF CRPT was down 4.5%. One of the ETFs, I've been involved with investing in Vietnam for maybe 11, 12 years. And it's a very interesting story that a lot happens. It's supposed to be a communist country. It is a communist country, but sometimes it's more capitalist than many capitalistic countries. So um, it's pretty volatile. But I just want to share this move since April. We see it's been a pretty nice move in Vietnam ETF, which is VNM. Our stocks, I want to focus on our Magnificent Seven. And what we have here, you can see based on relative strength for last week, we've had Google had a pretty good earnings. It beat it, had uh, a nice gap up, and then actually it gave all that up, so it came down. So, but you see how nicely it's above its 20 and 50. Microsoft, very nice chart, just beautiful. Nvidia continues strength. The MAGS ETF, a reflection of these three ETFs, and including Amazon, very similar. You see, now Apple, we've talked about the 200 zone and then we talked about 210. Now, I would say that 215 is a crucial point. So if we break that 215, that would be a wonderful breakout. So we'll see what happens, but that's a magnet and we've tried to break out of that zone. Meta, not so good. It's right hugging its 20-day, but it's below that. And Tesla, of course, came with its earning gap down and had a little rebound on Friday, as you can see. But it's against its 20-day moving average and below its 50-day moving average. When we look at the expected move, we see, well, actually, Apple, again, is close to its upper edge. And again, we like to see this zone. That would be nice to break out of that. As far as Amazon, it went against the upper edge and bounced back, but it closed toward the upper edge. Google, well, again, after the earning, big jump above its upper edge and then close actually above that. Um, we see NVIDIA very orderly. It hit actually the all-time high now at 170, 74, 72, but it's actually right in the middle of its expected move. Palantir continues its strength. We talked about a little retracement. It shouldn't get worried, especially if you manage your position well. And we continue the strength, and we were closer to the upper edge and all-time high. Tesla, well, gap down, then we went outside the expected move and came back in. A couple of months ago, or about 7, 8 weeks ago, I talked about seasonality with the Thermo Fisher Scientific. A couple of weeks ago, I think I mentioned again. And the reason we said was, from June 4th to July 25th, it has a very strong seasonality. As you can see, oops, as you can see, from June 4th to July 25th, it is 20 for 20. And the best one was in 2021, almost 20%. Well, I got the news, they had the earnings, and I think we beat that 2021 performance. So this is June 4th, and we are at 478.32. So it's close to 20%. So probably very close to what it was then. So anyway, it's very nice. So this was Friday was July 25th. So I want to share that with you, a big gap up. And as far as, again, because it was earning, look at this huge 3 standard deviation jump on the price. For the squeeze, we'll be using our S&P Midcap 400. These are some of your candidates. It's interesting. We have Celsius, one of our plays. So that's, and then we have Under Armour as well. Last week we had 232 stocks went up when they came with the earnings, 220 down. 258 of them reported positive earnings versus 124. And the forward guidance we still have mostly on hold and neutral with no guidance. But still, we had 37 positive, half of them 18 negative. Tesla did beat expectations, but there were some issues. So here we are as far as Friday had a bounce. They were waiting for Musk to come up with after hours and talk. So Google strong and then it retraced. So it beat the consensus estimates. Intel, not so good. They missed the expectations and they suffered through it. Deckers beat expectation and Verizon beat expectations. Busy week. And I mentioned about the big Mag 7. A lot of big ones are coming on Wednesday and Thursday. We have Amazon, we have Apple, we have Meta, we have Microsoft, quite a few more. So it's a very important week. We also see some really volatile with the earnings. So that's one of our holdings is Glaukos. So that's something to if you want to play. There are some candidates. United Healthcare is expected actually to miss the estimates. Apple is expected to beat. Meta Platform is expected to beat. Amazon is expected to beat. Microsoft is expected to beat. Robinhood Markets is expected to beat. And PayPal is expected to beat. Celestica is expected to beat. And Boeing is expected to beat. I hope that was helpful. Wish you a wonderful weekend and a great week ahead till we talk again. Thank you very much.